It was 1995, the early days of multimedia. I was working as a project manager at a small company called Zappa Digital Arts, founded by Eyal Gever. I managed a small team working on a pilot for a CD-ROM game about the story of Enigma at Bletchley Park. Our client was a large media company from London. We were all incredibly excited about the project, the new technology, the big client, and especially the international opportunity for this tiny Tel Aviv company to break into global markets. Eyal was a one-of-a-kind boss. He was very young, we all were basically kids, but he had a special talent for spotting the right people, and together with his brother Yossi, they built Zappa into a company that would eventually have an enormous impact on the Israeli high-tech. He entrusted me with this project, and I felt both grateful and the weight of responsibility on my shoulders. We finished working on the pilot, and I traveled to London with 2 team members to present it to the client. It was especially exciting because this was the project's go, no-go decision point. As if by perfect timing, just a week before the trip, Eyal received a brand new Macintosh laptop. This was the dawn of the laptop era, and if I remember correctly, it was the first colour PowerBook. It was like some kind of miracle, and Eyal guarded it carefully and proudly showed it to everyone who entered the office. Naturally, I had my eye on that laptop from the very first moment I saw it. And as the trip approached, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to ask Eyal if I could take it with me to London and present the pilot in style. I asked Eyal for the laptop, and being the kind soul who could never refuse a request, he agreed, though very nervously. I still remember his wide eyes when he said, "But take good care of it, okay?" "Of course," I said, and I happily placed the laptop into my bag. We landed in London, and I sat in the hotel lobby preparing the pilot presentation. It was the first time in my life I had ever worked on a laptop, and it felt unbelievably exciting. Sitting there in the hotel lobby, working on it, I felt like a man of the world. The world suddenly opened up. I packed up the computer, and the 3 of us took the train to meet the client. The pilot presentation went incredibly well, and honestly, I'm sure the fact that I presented it using this incredible new technological marvel contributed enormously to the meeting. We got the green light to continue the project. I packed the laptop back into the bag and we took the train back to the hotel. It was a joyful ride. I felt on top of the world. An international project manager with the newest technology imaginable. It felt amazing. We got back to the hotel. I went up to my room and pulled the laptop out of the bag, and my heart literally sank. It turned out I had a simple pilot pen in the bag, a cheap little thing, and somehow during the train ride it had slipped between the keyboard and the screen, and the laptop screen cracked. Boom. Naturally, I completely lost it. It was a massive emotional crash. All I could think about was how I had betrayed Eyal's trust. What a disaster. Of course, I had to tell Eyal. Back then, there was no easy way to call Israel from the hotel room, or maybe it was just incredibly expensive, so I went downstairs and outside to the street to use a public phone booth. I called the office. "Eyal," I said in a trembling voice. "I have good news and bad news. The pilot presentation went great, but somehow, on the way back, the laptop screen cracked." I stammered while trying to explain what happened. Silence. Then, hesitantly, "It's okay, Adi. The important thing is that the presentation succeeded. Thanks for calling. We have insurance. It's fine." He was incredibly kind, but I knew I had messed up. Thanks, Eyal. See you back in Israel. I hung up. I felt awful. Back then I still smoked. I lit a cigarette, stood beside the phone booth, rain started falling, and I felt like a lost movie character. I returned to the hotel room heartbroken. When I walked into the room, my eyes landed on the pilot pen sitting on the table. That was it. That was the thing that ruined me. That stupid pen. The pen that ruined my entire trip. I looked at the pen, and the pen looked back at me. It almost seemed like it was smirking at me. Then I attacked the pen, cursed at it, snapped it in half in a fit of rage, and threw it onto the floor. The floor had a white carpet. A few seconds later, to my absolute horror, I watched all the ink from the pen slowly spreading outward, creating an enormous blue stain across the pure white carpet. No, no, I screamed, and ran to the bathroom to grab towels. I tried wiping the stain, but it only spread even more. I called my teammates in the other room. You have to come help me. What happened? Just get here. They walked into the room and saw the stain, shocked. What did you do, Addie? Help me, we have to clean this. They immediately joined the mission, but this was blue ink on a white carpet. No matter how hard we scrubbed, we had no chance against it. Finally, with no other choice, we dragged the large dresser across the room and positioned it directly on top of the stain to hide it. To this day, I still don't know why they never charged us for the damage to the room. Or maybe they did, and I just don't remember. Later that night, I got rid of the evidence out back. And then I just stood there, staring at the pen. And then it hit me. It wasn't the pen. It was me. I engineered this entire ordeal. The pilot was a success, but the pilot was a mess.
What the